Rob Johnson here with Graco's Contractor Equipment Division. Today we're going to be talking about our electric sprayers and the contractor equipment. We'll start with the 390 and 395, which are our small electrics. These are all made in the USA. Everything that you're going to see here is made in our plant up in Rogers, Minnesota. A few features that you have on here, on the stand models, you have an offset handle, so when you pick it up, it kicks it away from your body. They both have a lifetime warranty on the motor and drivetrain, 3 years against defect on the remainder of it. The pump removal, it's a divorce system, so all you need is a hammer, a brick, a rock, something you can find on the job site. So when the pump wears out, spin that nut down far enough for this lip to let go. This is a hand tight fitting. Buy your replacement pump, install it, and you're back up and spraying again. Then take the other pump to be serviced at the shop at your convenience. There's two different models of pumps available for all these machines that goes from the 390 to the 595. This is the endurance pump. This is the one that puts it back to original factory spec. Longest lasting pump on the market. It's a dynamic packing, so the lower packing is fixed on, is on the piston rod, so it moves with the piston rod. Got the big metal knockoff, so if you have to get in here, you just need a hammer or something to open that up and get into the lower ball and guide and everything. So that sells for about $270, $280. You also have the express pump. So the performance is the same on both of these as far as the actual performance of the machine. This one sells for about $170, $180. It's a static packing, so the packings are fixed in the cylinder wall. The piston moves through the packings. You have to have a wrench to get into the foot valve down here if you had to get in there and troubleshoot it for some reason. This one's about 60% of the life of the endurance pump. And this is the express pump. So both fit on the same machines. We have the older style like this that has the snap ring and pin where they threaded in before 2014, and then you have the new ProConnect style that rides in on the rail like we just showed you. So both of these are available in the old style and the new style. One thing that we do, our filtration, and this goes for our guns on the contractor equipment as well as the manifold filters. These filter from the inside out. So there's no contact points on here. There's no debris getting around it and crushing it into the inner support. And every bit of the filter surface is working, doing its job. You don't have an inner support in there that's blocking the filtration flow. Plus the mess is all left in this bowl. Some of them you'll see the filters mounted on the side or up underneath. It's hard to get to and you have to have a wrench to get to it. Ours are right up here on the top. All the mess is left down here in the bowl. So I just take this out, clean the inside of that filter and then just reinstall it. So the difference between the 390 and the 395, these are both our small electrics. The 390 is an open, non-variable speed motor with mechanical pressure control. When you go to the 395, you go to an enclosed variable speed motor with electronic pressure control. So the same platform, same pumps, same manifolds, all that. Both of them do a really good job. The difference is going to be, especially at low pressures doing finishing work, this is a smoother, flatter spray because it's more responsive. It's electronic, like cruise control in your car. Where the 390 it's a price point. So that's how it's put together. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. That's how you get to a certain price point. So both these models are available as stands like you see here, or also on the highboy carts that we have right here. Highboy cart adds about $125, $150. What's nice about those, you can hook the pail on here, pick it up and roll it around like a dolly. So some guys prefer one, some guys prefer the other. That's why we make them both. When you go to the 490, now you go to the 490, 495, and 595. And we don't have them all here, we just have the 490, but to show you the example. These are what we call mid-size electrics. So these are available in stand, low boy, and then also the high boy. The 395 is also available as a low boy too. So these have the same features that you just saw, but these also have a brushless motor. So from the 490 and up, everything is brushless. So what that does is that eliminates about half the weight. These motors are about half the weight as like on the 395. It's a more advanced electronic pressure control. It's a little tighter deadband on there. And then you also have fast flush. So that's a setting that when you're going to clean the machine out, it cleans it twice as fast with half the fluid that it would normally take, as far as just turning the pressure control all the way up. It's a different setting than it would normally ever let itself go to. And then you also have Blue Link. So Blue Link, instead of having, you know, a digital display or something on the side of it, now your phone or your device is your display, because you're Bluetooth into the machine and you can see what's going on. You can actually, if you're the owner of the company and you've registered your sprayer, you can go on your map and see where your sprayers are all around town, and track the gallonage progress and so forth. So 490 and up all have Blue Link. Doesn't matter what configuration, they're all going to have it. So 490, 495, and 595 are mid-size. From the 490 to the 495 to the 595, the difference is only output. The configuration is the same, it's just a bigger motor and gears as you go up. So that's small electrics, mid-size. Then you're going to go to the 650. The 650 is kind of an in-between model. We just came out with that last year. So to get to a certain price point, there's no Blue Link, there's no display. I'm sorry, there is a display. It does have fast flush. And you can see it's on the 595 platform. It's put together like these sprayers, but it's got a bigger pump, more like the 695. So a lot of guys like this because it's almost the output of a 695. And don't downsell a guy. If they need a 695, put them in a 695. But this one gives you almost the output, but it's a lot easier for one guy to move around. It's not the bigger cart and frame and everything that you go to when you go to a 6. So it's kind of, this is, I guess, a mid-size, but it's sort of in between. So then you go to what we're going to call large electrics. And when you get here, we have what's called market segmentation. So you've got your choice, standard or pro contractor on all of them. And then some of the much larger ones like the 1095 and up, they have also the Ironman configuration. So when you go to the standard series, I'll show you on this 1095 right here. It's our threaded fluid section. So it's kind of like before we went ProConnect on the small ones. It's threaded in, it has the snap ring and pin. It's still a simpler surgery than my competition because it is a divorce system, but it's a little bit more of a surgery than the Pro and Ironman models. You'll see the silver pump on here. That means that it's got Chromex, and what we're talking about is a coating that we put on the hard parts, the rod and the sleeve. So it's like a chroming that we put on there, so it makes it harder and slicker under all that pressure and friction to make it last longer. So the Chromex is twice the life of our competition. When you go to the Pro Contractor, you've got Max Life. You see how it's blue anodized right here. So Max Life is 6 times the life of our Chromex, or 12 times the life of our competition. That surface is so hard on there that you can take a file and you can't even nick the stuff. You'll actually dull the file before you put a scratch in it. So that's how hard the surface is on that. So it also has ProConnect. So to remove the pump, you just open this gate up, pump slides out, and it's a hand tight fitting on the back of it. So boom, boom, you know, no tools, pump removal. Something goes wrong, got your backup pump, put it on there, you're spraying again, and then either troubleshoot or take the other one to the shop if it needs to be repaired. One thing that you have on here too is the crush-proof inlet screen. So you've all seen them get mashed down and smashed flat and all covered in paint and everything. That keeps that from happening, so that's a nice addition that they put on it. And then you're going to have the hose reel. So this thing will pay for itself really, really fast. So you just unlock it. As fast as you can run with it, and as fast as you can reel it back in. And that absolutely blows contractors' minds when they see how fast you can do that, because they know the pain of reeling that stuff in every day and trying to unwind it without damaging it. So that's the Pro Contractor. And again, these all have the Blue Link. Now, one thing they did on the Pro Contractor and the Ironman, what can happen on a standard series pump, it can only go in one of 2 ways, either forward or backwards, because it's got a pin that goes through the piston rod. If it gets in there at a funny angle, it can do what they call side loading. So it'll wear funny on 2 edges and prematurely wear out the hard parts and the packings. So because the Pro Contractor slides in on that little rail, they have what's called a vortex pump. So what this does, I'll try to show you here. You can see how those little vents make it turns. So over a day of spraying, it may rotate like 1 or 2 times, but that allows for even packing wear all the way around and even wear on the hard parts. So it makes it all last longer. So then last, you've got the Iron Man. So same features as the Pro Contractor right here. You got the ProConnect, no hose reel, but you do have a flat proof tire. It's like a polymer tire. And then this has Max Life Extreme. So the sleeve in here, and this is a texture unit that we're showing you, or one of the 3-in-1s, but same concept if this was a 1095 Ironman. So the piston rod, the sleeve is still Max Life. The piston rod is called Max Life Extreme. It's Max Life Extreme Vortex. So what that is, it looks like ceramic, but it's a copolymer, like what they use on drill bits in the oil industry. I don't think we've worn one out yet at Graco. It's basically the life of the sprayer. So it's really fantastic to see the way the technology is developing on there. So, but that's it on small, mid-size, and large electrics. Any other questions, please contact your local Graco rep. Thanks.